We're focusing on your fairway woods, and you've told us that your main issue is strike related, and more specifically you're hitting heavy shots. So the club is making contact with the ground behind the ball. We're going to look at two aspects of the downswing that are going to be the main contributors to hitting heavy shots. And the first would be the release. Ideally, we would like the club to arrive at impact at the bottom of the swing, and that would mean that the club shaft is reasonably vertical. If I was to arrive at impact with the hands leading, the club head is still on its way down, and that means it's going to hit the ground quite substantially, probably taking divots and causing a very heavy strike. So the first thing would be, when the club hits the ground, we want to make sure it's brushing the grass lightly and not digging in. To arrive at the ground with the shaft leaning forward, it means I've delayed the release for too long. And that is the straightening of these angles that I've set on the way back. So if I hinge the wrists on the way back and then I don't unhinge them soon enough, I'll have too much forward shaft lean and the club will be coming down very steeply. If that's the case, we need to make sure we unhinge the wrists a little bit earlier, a little bit more actively, so that when the club arrives at the ground, the shaft is more vertical and the club head is moving more level. That means we'll get a brush of the grass as opposed to a dig. Now if you're brushing the grass lightly, but you're still contacting the ground behind the ball, we want to look at the lateral movement. All we want to do is take this good action that gets the club down with a reasonably vertical shaft and a nice level hit and shift it forward to where the ball is. So we need to shift everything towards the target. And again, we're going to do this during the downswing. So if I get to the top and just release the club, I haven't had time to move towards the target, which means I'm going to get a heavy strike. If I get to the top and I can start by making a good shift towards the target, and then I release the club, I'll get the contact point to move forward. So we've got a good lateral shift and then a release that makes the club brush the grass where the ball is. Now, one of the best drills we have for this is to simply put a tee down. Line it up pointing at the target so you have the head of the tee to hit. Now, if you can pick that tee off the ground, you have the club moving nicely through impact and well enough to strike the ball well. So without the tee, it's simply a practice swing, brushing the grass in line with the ball. If you have got a tee, the head of the tee is in place of the golf ball and you're just trying to clip the ball off the mat forward. And if you can do either of those, it's time to hit a shot.